you are the sum total of every choice you've made in your life. So you have to understand that if you look in the mirror and you don't see the man you admire or the person you want to be, it's because there's something in your soul's constitution that has been blockading and impeding you from that, and you are choosing that actively. So you have to understand that to not to make a choice is to also make a choice. So every time you look at the gym and you don't go, you're making the choice to stay a frail, weak piece of shit. Every time you look at your wallet and think to yourself, why am I not making this amount of money in this amount of time? And then you decide not to act upon it, then you're gonna stay a broke piece of shit. And every time you indulge in that vape, in that whatever you are addicted to, in that porn, and you decide not to quit and think to yourself, this is destroying me, this has no benefit to my life but pleasure, so I'm gonna get rid of it, you are making the choice and you are becoming the sum total of all those choices stacked up, right? So you have to understand that if you're making a choice, you're not just making, this is now we're talking about habits, right? So if you have a select few of habits, right, you have habits that you go through and cycle through daily, right? So your habits are compounding as we speak, right? So yesterday you made the choice, right? And then today you made the choice, tomorrow you're going to make the choice, and the day after tomorrow you're going to make that choice. And so what you are right now is the accumulation of all those choices stacked up and compounded, which compounded you into the very essence, which is compounded into the very essence of your being. So your human nature, your being of existing in the universe, your emotion of existence is coinciding with the choices that you choose. So when we look at a very frail individual, when we look at a fucking bitch, well, it's because he has a bitch nature and he's making bitch choices to stay in it, right? But if you look at a fucking beast, right? 3 a.m. wake up, 3:45 workout, a.m. never missed it, fucking beast, different level human. You couldn't even do that shit if you wanted to. We've been doing this shit for months. We've compounded this shit for like 8-9 months. We've never missed. You know what type of mind it takes to do that? If you aren't on the self-development program, you better get your ass on there, because a 3 a.m. fucking wake up and a 3:45 workout and to never miss it and to prove it every day on the Instagram. So we're waking up before 3 a.m., right? We're waking up at 2:45. We're waking up at 2:55. We're waking up when our consciousness is telling us to get the fuck up and to go get shit done, right? So you better get on the program and you better get around individuals you need to get around to actually provide a better existence for yourself to exist in and experience, because a lot of people are around individuals who actually just take from their life. So if you're around individuals that just take from their life, then you're really just, you're taking from your own life by putting yourself in the position to be around those individuals. And that just shows your own self-respect, your own lack of moral dignity for yourself, and your own lack of integrity. And matter of fact, you just disrespect yourself. So you're a disrespecting bitch. And since you disrespect yourself, you can't complain when someone else disrespects you. So instead of complaining about when everyone else disrespects you, remember that you disrespected yourself, and your reality is a reflection of you. So if you're actively being disrespected by other people, well, it's probably because you disrespect yourself, because if you didn't disrespect yourself, you wouldn't be in a position to get disrespected by other people as a habitual sequencing event that continuously perpetuates in your existence with perpetuity and never fucking ends, right? So we have to put ourselves in positions where we actually want to be. And again, you do that by making the right choice. Now, I feel like I must question your sentience and your cognition, your thinking, your brain's apparatus of being able to understand and digest and to see something and then understand that actions have consequences. So you might not be suffering from, the black lungs and the fucking brain dead brain that you fucking, you're hitting you're addicted to all this shit, right? So you're addicted to all this shit. And then you continuously make the choice to stay addicted to it. So every time you remain that covered reaching bitch, that self-incinerating piece of shit that just continuously hits the vape, hits the smoke, goes and just fucking uses their body as a temple. Like, you're destroying your temple just to feel good about yourself. You're trying to escape yourself. You're trying to escape your reality with substances, right? So that's why I said, you know, if you're gonna just escape yourself, you might as well just hit the execution button and escape permanently, instead of just abusing drugs to try and escape temporarily when you're gonna be back in your regular self. So you better lock in on your life, because you ain't ever gonna escape the individual you are. So you better start developing who the fuck you are, and you better start building that character to actually be someone you want to be, instead of that low-level piece of shit you continuously try to escape. Now, so if you want to be a better individual, if you want to develop your character, you're going to have to make choices that are going to put you in positions where you either have to conquer adversity, or you're just going to have to do something every day, which is difficult. So when we look at a 3 a.m. wake up, when we look at a 3:45 workout, when we look at hitting our macro count every day, when we look at dominating and conquering those 3 daily habits that I'll assign to you when you get on the program, when we look at that, you're developing your character and you're compounding that over time, because a habit is a habitual sequencing that's going to sequence you to an outcome, and that outcome is what you want to have, and that outcome that you'll get when you get on my program is to be a better individual, to be and become a better individual, to max out your own existence, and to proliferate your self-esteem to the point where you can make a move and you don't have to be a novice and a subordinate slave, but you can actually go out into the world and conquest, to conquer yourself in your mind, to master thyself, instead of being mastered by some fucking manager at your job. You'll master your own self, and then from there you have the blueprint to literally do whatever the fuck you want. Because if you have a pinnacle of high self-esteem and high self-discipline, you can do whatever the fuck you want, because you're secure in yourself and you won't let yourself down. You see, everyone can do what they want, how they want to do it, but they can't do what they want because their mind is so perverted to go against themselves that they let themselves go before they even have the opportunity to actually make that choice to do what they want to do. So if you wanted to go to the gym, but you decided not to go to the gym, it's because you're a low-level piece of shit and your mind works against you. If you said you wanted to stop eating that food, if you said you wanted to quit that addiction, if you said you wanted to develop in character, if you wanted to become a better individual, if you wanted to grow in life, and it didn't grow, so you're still in the same position you were 2 years ago, well, you're a low-level piece of shit, and you're really going against the motion of nature. You're going against the motion of the universe. You're going against your very own motion of being, right? So you're an existential entity that is existing and postulating throughout the universe and cosmos. So you are an existing entity with a certain nature, which is, you know, coherent to the nature of the universe, because you are birthed into existence from the universe, right? So to be arrogant and believe that the human intelligence, if there's no superior intelligence behind that, right? To believe that you're the only intelligence in the fucking cosmos is absolutely ridiculous, right? There's something called the supreme infinite intelligence, and that's God. And you're disrespecting God every time you hit that vape, every time you make that choice that's going to make you feel like regret. You have to understand that regret is the guideline, and when you feel like shit for something you did, it's because you fucking suck and you need to get better at life, instead of going against your own consciousness to program your subconscious mind to work against you, to stay that low-level novice piece of shit existential crisis, compounding backward, wayward, fucking procrastinating individual who never made the choice to actually do some shit with the life that they only live once. You only live once, and you believe that if you don't take a risk, you won't gain a reward, you dumb fuck. So that's why you've been standing in that same fucking line that never moves, thinking it's gonna move when it's never gonna move. It's like you're frozen in time, but the time isn't frozen. You're just going through time, just not moving, not growing. It's like a fucking plant that just had a seed and then never grew out of the dirt. So you're just a dirt human at this point. So you're either growing in life, and every choice you ever made is the accumulation of your character, of your soul. And sometimes you have to put yourself in positions where you have adversity and you conquer that, and then you grow and you proliferate, and then, you know, you actually have a different perspective on life instead of that comfort zone, that mommy's basement, that, I'm always going to be a slave type shit, like that subordinate slave comfort zone, always work a job type shit. Yeah. So get on the program. We get your mind right. We get your body right. We get your soul right. And, everyone who gets on the program transforms internally, externally. And, if you have moves you want to make in life, if you can't remain that low-level piece of shit that's never going to do shit, that's going to actually just be ungrateful for their life, and then understand that they just ruined the opportunity to be and become in their lifetime, and now they're just a subordinate slave who's going to die a fucking subordinate slave. You have to understand that you're mentally inferior because, the mentally superior, that's the one you're working for. So you either master thyself or you're going to be mastered by yourself. You become a slave to your own mind with all that addiction, with the weed, with the porn, with the vape. You don't even know how to conquer your addiction. Get on the program. And, you're either going to remain that individual who continuously is just a slave to everything, or you're going to be the individual to master thyself and, command your own destiny to your own will. And you're going to actually create your reality with knowledge. You need wisdom, you need actual intelligence to create a reality, right? So it's called reality synthesis, and that's a whole different level of physics, that's a whole different level of intelligence, and that's why you need to build your self-respect first, because ain't no way you gonna make a big ass move and actually pull it off if you can't even wake up at 3 a.m 3:45, get the workout done. You don't gotta wake up at my wake up time, but you start at 4:30, you get up, you go to the gym in the car at 4:15. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking scorn, low-level piece of shit. If you miss a workout, remember that people like me have been doing this shit for how long? And we never fucking gave up on ourselves. And look, if you missed that workout, look in the mirror. Take your shit off and look in the mirror when you missed the workout. Remember what you missed out on. Peace.